All right. Well, thank you very much, everybody, for joining us here today. Thank you very much to Geotab, Lytx staff for getting all this set up. So my name is Adam McCarty. I lead marketing for Lytx. You guys need sunglasses in the back? Yeah. Sorry about that. I'm here with Jeff Engle. Jeff leads our Geotab initiative, so he's the point of contact for all things Geotab. I thought I'd start this off a little different, so I'm going to do a poll of the group, of the room. So first off, everybody raise your hands, just so you're engaged. Raise your hands, everybody. Everybody, okay. All right, good. All right, so now you're going to self-rate yourself and how good of a driver you are, all right? So on a scale of 1 to 5, I want you to rate yourself as a driver, and keep your hands up, okay? So who in this audience thinks you are a 5? You're the best driver here. All right, all right. Keep your hands up. We all need to see it. All right, modesty is not your strong suit. That's okay. Keep your hands up. 4. Who's a 4? Pretty good drivers. Who's a 3? Keep your hands up, everybody. Who's a 4? A 4 and a 5 and 3. 2? And who's a 1? There's some really bad drivers in the back. Okay. So now, if this is a fleet of drivers driving my vehicles, do I really believe that only about 3% of you are actually a 1 or a 2 driver, and most of you are 4s or 5? Did we get lucky and have the best set of drivers here that's ever been assembled? I don't think so. I don't think so. It's not that you are lying about how good or bad of a driver you are. You're just not aware of the truth. You just don't know because you haven't seen it, right? And that is what we do on the video side. That's what Lytx does. So in order to solve this problem, I could put cameras in every one of your vehicles. Now I've got, let's say there's 100 people here. Now I've got 100 people, say you're driving 5 hours a day. I've got 500 hours of video to watch. How am I going to do that? Can I do that? It's not possible, right? There's zero value in that, except if you get into an accident. In that case, it's great. And if you get into an accident, now I have that footage, but I have very little, zero proactive use of that video, of that data, right? Now, let's say I start wanting to get some exception-based events. Okay, so I do there's really cool machine vision stuff where your head's kind of in a box and I can see where your eyes are. There's accelerometer stuff, so I can get hard braking. But even then, I might filter that 500 hours a day down into about 30 or 45 minutes. There's still a lot of stuff to look at. And video, in our 20 years of doing this, my 12 years of doing this, is a really, really noisy signal. And one big problem that we've found is when you alert drivers, there's not really something there. If you alert drivers, you beep at them too much. If you send up a bunch of video and I fall behind and I can't get to it, guess what happens? You stop using it. It becomes a 100% reactive tool. And that is where we come in, right? So that's what makes Lytx kind of unique and different in the camera space, is we have built and developed using AI, machine vision technology over 20 years, the most accurate ability to predict risk and detect risk in these cameras. So when we send something to you, it's actually real. It's something actionable. It's something you actually have to work on. We drive accountability through our software so that you know, as a fleet leader, as a fleet owner, or as a coach, you know when videos are being taken action on. We attribute about 60 different behaviors to every single, or we review 60 different behaviors to every single video that comes over to us so that we can really give you granular data. It's not just like a hard braking event or things like that. So that's kind of what makes us unique, is that we really focus more on wrapping a service around the video versus just putting a technology and a device in the vehicles. We make this very much a proactive tool versus something that ends up just being reactive, that ends up being something you invest in that becomes a crash recorder, because inevitably that's what it always ends up being if you don't think of it a little bit differently. All right? So I've got a couple slides here today. Jeff's going to take over when it gets difficult, so I don't really do anything. So we're going to talk about the partnership, addressing some of the market needs and partner value. But first, I thought I would just share this little video describing our integration. very exciting music. Thank you. All right. So the integration is really two parts. One is our entire system and software is baked into the Geotab system. So you click on Lytx, and you can actually, you're basically a single sign-on into our system. So you can do all your coaching, all the best-in-class video telematics data that we provide you, all the action items, all the features is available in there. And then also, if you're on the Geotab map, which you saw there, is you can click on that map and actually tap remotely into the camera to go browse video and retrieve it, okay? So those are kind of the two big parts of that integration. And we're excited because our customers, our joint customers, can turn this on tomorrow, right? So what if you had the best video paired with the best telematics? We don't have to worry about that anymore because we do, all right? That's what we're talking about announcing today. So why do we do this? It's because we have some of the best customers in the world. Geotab is the biggest, most premier telematics company in the world, and we are the market leader by far in video. So you pair these together, and unbelievable value creation for our customers. Even just the nagging thing of having a single sign-on, it actually really goes a long way for our customers. So why Lytx? Innovation. So we have been leading this industry for the last 20 years. We have machine vision, artificial intelligence, best in class. We've built it homegrown. So when we're talking about detecting risk and we're presenting some kind of moment or video to you, you know it's real. Versatility. So we have the ability to customize our platform and our system to meet unique needs of your customers, whether it's transit or waste. We've got industry leaders in nearly every single segment. And then leadership. So you have the best-in-class data. We have the expertise that we've learned from all these enterprise fleets to be able to execute within all of your various customers, right? And this is, when I look at the market, this is kind of what I see is you have this bucket of, if all of a sudden a fleet decides, okay, I want to go to market for cameras. You have this bucket of kind of value propositions that spans across here. So you have the more reactive side of things and the more proactive side of things. So on the reactive side, if I just say I want a crash recorder, it adds a little bit of value. That's fine. That's good for some small businesses and stuff like that. That could be totally fine and all you need. When you decide you want to address a little bit more risk, then you say, okay, I want to start getting some events triggered and sent to me. You get a little more value. Then you say, okay, I want more on-demand stuff. I want to be able to tap into the camera. Live streaming is neat. I want to be able to do all that. And then, kind of where we differentiate on the far side is these machine vision, AI-enabled video insights, where you're actually now very proactively addressing risk. And this is kind of unique to us. There's a lot of providers, kind of more on this category, which are doing exception-based triggering and some machine vision out of the box. We're really the only ones wrapping a service around the entire solution to make sure our customers, our joint customers, are getting the most out of that video. Video inherently is an incredibly noisy signal. It is difficult to pull data and insights out of video, and that's what kind of the size and scale that we've built up over the last 2 decades has allowed us to do. All right, Jeff. Oh, here you go.
Good afternoon, everybody. Is this thing working? Has everybody heard by now that Geotab and Lytx have created a strategic partnership? All right. Well, my name is Jeff Engle. Jeff Engle, and I am the channel development manager for Lytx that owns the relationship between Geotab and Lytx. And today I'm not going to stand up here and talk at you a whole bunch, and I'm going to go through some slides, but I really want to make this interactive because I think you guys are going to have some questions, and I want to have an opportunity to ask those questions or answer those questions. And then even after they give me the hook here in a few minutes, we can go right to our booth right outside, and we'll be able to answer some questions there too. So we'll talk briefly here about the power of video. So everybody says, well, is video important? Do you really need video? So what I'd like to do here is show you a couple things here. So this is the life of a Geotab customer right now that does not have a camera. And so they're going through their day, everything's fine, and right here, boom, that's a harsh braking signature. So this is where your customer will get an email or a text message or something saying, hey, this truck just slammed on their brakes. but nobody knows really what happened. So if we take it to the next level using that same harsh driving signature, now we can take a look at exactly what happened. And forgive me, this is an older video, but we see they slammed on their brakes. There's a car in the road. There's a parked car. And if we look real close here, there's a crossing guard walking children across the street. So now we know exactly why this harsh driving incident happened, why he slammed on the brakes, and exactly what was going on right there. So very, very important. We're not going to call him up and ask him every time we get one of these. Now we'll take it to the next level. So now we can see exactly what the driver was doing, where he was at, and why he slammed on the brakes. And that's what we call a coachable moment, right? So every one of our customers has no texting and driving policy in place, but how are they enforcing that, right? You don't really know. You can try to put an MDM on a device and lock down a company device, but if they want to text and drive, they're going to bring in their own device or whatever. So this allows you to be accountable and manage your policies. And so, this is really important. And I think that most drivers, when they do see something like that, they understand that this is not something that we want to do, and they wouldn't want their own kids walking across the street with somebody else texting and driving, but they're not thinking like that. They're trying to work through business or whatever. So the full coaching platform is one of the solution modules that we offer, and like I said, that is a coachable moment. So all video is not created equal either. So the easy part is getting a camera and connecting it, right? Just like the easy part is putting a device in a truck and putting a dot on a map. It's what you do with that data and how you present it to your customer that makes it valuable, right? So the Lytx platform offers instant access to the video, which means you can log into your web portal and that video is available instantly. You don't have to submit a ticket and wait for somebody to download the video and present it to you. You can log in and see this video at any point in time that you want. And we have a 100-hour DVR that's always recording, 24 hours a day. It's protecting your company. We've got intelligence built in there. There's a processor, there's accelerometer, there's GPS, night vision, wide angle lens. It's all built right into that device that you see right over here, and it's a single form factor, and it is also LTE. They're also mobile friendly, so you can access your video on any mobile device. When there is an event, we provide you with a 12-second video clip, which will come in a text message or an email. They click on that, they can watch it. It'll be 8 seconds before and 4 seconds after. Please note, though, that you can always log onto your web portal, go back to that event, which will be presented right to you, and you can extend that video if you want. And we also provide a live stream option. So you can actually log right in and see exactly what the driver sees at the same time that they're driving down the road. That's a huge differentiator. Mobile audits, whatever you want to do with that. We do have a pretty large footprint. As you can see on this map here, we've got all of North America covered down into Mexico. We have a presence in Europe, South Africa, and Australia, and with plans to expand even farther. 20 plus years of experience primarily in the enterprise space. We've just stood up a small market team. We have over 60% market share, and we, as you can see, some of those logos that we have you might be familiar with, but we're across many different segments, whether it's construction, services, railroad, waste. Lytx is everywhere, and we probably have a lot of mutual customers that we aren't even aware of as well. So one really, really important thing to remember also is that Lytx delivers. It's proven. It is the market leader. We were just named Company of the Year by Frost & Sullivan, an independent research firm that took a look at all the different video solutions that are out there, created their own scorecard, stacked everybody up against each other. We came out as a clear winner. We're very excited about this award that we won, and I think Geotab won it last year. Geotab won it all last year as well. So it is also proven when you take all of our customers pre and post deployment of the solution, we can average 50 to 80% reduction in collisions. We also have the ability to support fleets of all sizes. We have customers that have a fleet of 5 vehicles. We have customers that have a fleet of 25,000 vehicles. And we have the experience and the know-how and the processes in place to deal with that type of scale. So when you do partner with us, we're going to own 100% of it. We're going to own the install, the setup, the support, the training, and you're going to get your customer is going to get the support that they expect. Also, our solutions are very customizable. It's very important to us that we sell the right solution at the right price to your customer. So it's not just right off the shelf and here's what you get whether you want it or not. We can customize it. We have multiple levels of service. So we're going to go right through here, but this just talks about how the integration works. The next couple of slides are going to be a video of somebody clicking through the integration, and I'll do my best to narrate it for you, okay? So this is the single sign-on. So as you can see in the My Geotab environment, click on the Lytx button. Instantly it brings you into the Lytx environment. Now in this example, we're going to our map search function that we have here, and we're choosing a vehicle. We're going to go down here and browse the video. We're reaching out to the event recorder live. Now we're going to do our trim and transfer feature here, where we're going to take specific video that we want to review. We move the sliders back and forth to just download the video that we want to see. Once we click download or save, it gets deposited in what's called the library. So we'll go, and then you can review that video on demand. So in this particular instance, we're taking a look at this video and somebody's going through an intersection. Okay, so what color was that stoplight? We can actually pause it, rewind it. Let's take a look at that stoplight. What color was it? Was it green? Was it yellow when we were going through there? And on the right-hand side, it gives you the geolocation of the vehicle at the time of that video. So that right there is an example of the single sign-on experience, how easy it is for your customer to access their video events without ever having to leave the Geotab environment. I have no clue what that one is. Oh, you're going to make it bigger? Okay, so in this particular instance, we're going to the map. So we're in the Geotab map. We're in the trips section. We're going backwards a couple of days, 3-4 days back. Picking a specific video. Open up the screen a little bit. There's our breadcrumb. You can actually go anywhere on that breadcrumb. Click on the breadcrumb, browse video, and instantly what will pop up is exactly the video that was being seen by that event recorder at that date and time. Pretty sweet integration, don't you think? Customers like that? Yeah? We're pretty proud of it. We think that they're going to enjoy it quite a bit. So a couple of key takeaways that you want to remember about this partnership that we have is very easy to operationalize. Sell and install. We can sell and install to all different size fleets. It's a co-sell partnership that we have. So you'll be walking in the front door, so to speak, with a Lytx sales rep, and we will take ownership of 100% of the Lytx piece of it. We are proven to improve fleet safety with configurable solutions, so we do have multiple levels of solution that we'll go over with you guys and your customers and help customize it to what they actually need. And we're definitely innovating in a market leader with our technology. Like Adam said, we've been doing this for 20 years, long before everybody else realized this was a real market and they're trying to jump in. So we've got a lot of experience in this particular space. And I also want to highlight this right here at the bottom. This is probably one of the most important pieces of this partnership, and we protect this fiercely, but we do enjoy a 97% customer retention. Our customers are very, very happy with the solution. We work very hard to make sure that they get the most value out of their solution when they make that investment. We have weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, quarterly calls, best practices calls. We have an entire communications module to help roll it out, how to deal with unions, this, that. We've been doing it for 20 years, and we've developed this solution to that point. So are there any questions that you guys might have? Yeah.
What's the normal data retention on that breadcrumb?
I'm just curious, what's the normal data retention on the breadcrumb trail that you just showed? I'm sure it varies by customer, but
90 days. We keep the metadata for longer, but 90 days available on the portal.
What LTE networks do you work on?
I think primarily we're with AT&T, but we have the ability to move around between a couple of different ones. Lion's share of it's AT&T. I don't believe we're with Verizon right now.
Is this data commingled backend? So you're not uploading through Geotab?
The question was, where's the data coming from? No, we are not coming through Geotab. We're actually meeting in the cloud. So we create that button on the left-hand side of the Geotab console, which brings you right into the Lytx environment. You know, there's an exchange of tokens and things like that, but it brings you right inside of our environment. So there's no real data going in and out.
What is the installation process like?
There are several different ways that we can do the installation. The lion's share of our customers do have us install, but they can certainly do self-installs. You know, we have an install coordinator that will meet with the customer, review the fleet, make sure that we have all the right equipment. Do you have a split windshield or whatever? Make sure we have all the right parts before we send them out there to make sure that we're not pulling a truck off the road more than once. And then we do have master installers that will come out there and make sure that it's all installed correctly and it's not a messy installation. We also have the ability to do a train the trainer where we can send somebody on site and train a customer's mechanics on exactly how to do that, the install as well.
Any other questions? All right, well, thank you to the Lytx team for their presentation. If you have any questions this afternoon, feel free to visit their booth. And have a good afternoon and enjoy Connect 2020.
Thank you.